If you would have asked me, would we be having this conversation? Who's better, LeBron James or Kevin Durant? A few weeks ago, a couple months ago, the automatic answer would be LeBron. After watching the finals, after seeing how things went down, you had to really sit back and really analyze what was being said, what happened, what transpired, and ask yourself, does KD have a point, or basically is LeBron basically the best player and that's it? We just need to leave that crown on his head. Recently, you know what I'm saying, he went on social media asking what's better, the story or the narrative or whatever the case is. One of the fans said, man, listen, LeBron's just better than you, and that's just facts. KD responded, nah, it's not facts. Joe Deasy just thought KD was going to take this comment lying down. KD came back with an emphatic nah. If you remember the finals, KD averaged 35, 8, and 5. So he had 35 points, 8.2 rebounds, 5 assists. LeBron James averaged a triple-double. He averaged 33 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists per game. Kevin Durant's true shooting percentage was higher than LeBron James. Effective field goal percentage was higher than LeBron James. Three-point percentage was higher than LeBron James. Free throw percentage was higher than LeBron James. Only thing LeBron had was a higher field goal percentage because he was getting a lot of his buckets off layups. But the effective field goal percentage and true shooting percentage, KD had that. And here's the kicker. KD averaged 35, 8, and 5. He played less minutes than LeBron James. I know people will say, well, LeBron needed to stay in the game because the team couldn't do anything or whatever the case is. Doesn't matter. He played less minutes and still was able to eclipse LeBron in terms of all those stats, in terms of effective field goal percent, all the percentages or whatever the case is, which doesn't mean much to some people, but to some others it does. Just like the triple-double. It means a lot to a lot of people, and for some it doesn't mean anything. For LeBron James to be the first player to average a triple-double, that's an amazing feat. That's awesome. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing but spectacular. But honestly, LeBron James averaging a triple-double did not necessarily equate to the Cavaliers having much success in the finals. Think about this. The best player in the world, according to most people, averaged a triple-double, and the Cavaliers were only able to win one game. Now, if I told you somebody averages a triple-double in a NBA Finals, and they only win one game, what would you say about all those triple-doubles? Or whatever, the performance. The performance is great, but the outcomes, they're not so great. And when you look at all the games, there was only one game that was close. That was Game 3. And we're gonna go back to Game 3 because Game 3 is a big indicator of why Kevin Durant feels the way he feels, and why, honestly, there is some valid argument in what he's saying. You know, when Paul Pierce was saying that, you know, we're witnessing the era and KD might be the best player, we're witnessing the KD era.
He may be the best player in the world today.
Today?
Today.
Whoa.
I mean, look at.
A lot of people were just like, come on, Paul, you hating. Even myself, I said, man, you're hating. You hating on LeBron. But then you got to think about this. To be the best, you got to beat the best. Kevin Durant beat the best. He beat LeBron James and his team. See what I'm saying? So in order for him to have any valid argument, he dropped his 35 per game on LeBron James. Let's make no qualms about it. Let's not get anything misconstrued. LeBron James was guarding KD most of the finals, and LeBron James was getting cooked most of the finals, period. Now people can say, well, KD, you know, LeBron's averaged 33 points or whatever the case, and he did. Yeah, he did, but a lot of LeBron James' points were garbage time points. It was when the game was already decided. And I'm going to tell you, look, Game 1, they lose by 22. Game 2, Cavs lose by 19. Game 3 was the only game they lost by 5. Game 5, they lose by 9. But even in that game, Warriors had a double-digit lead when they were closing out. So, you know what I'm saying? It was basically all garbage time points. The KD was hitting shots, clutch shots when it counted. Game 3, where the Warriors were down, and Kevin Durant comes down and hits the go-ahead 3.
Durant
incredible opportunity.
Durant for three. It's good. Kevin Durant from downtown, and Golden State takes the lead.
Kevin Durant, though, so gifted, comes down and just pulls up and knocks it in. But at the other end, they had to get the 2-for-1.
That right there solidifies his argument of why he feels like LeBron ain't better than him. Because he showed you in those moments when it mattered most, when basically the Cavs could have got a game 3 at home, and then if they would have had that great explosion, they win game 4, it's a 2-2 series. Game 3 basically solidifies his argument like, yeah, in my mind, I'm the best. You can't tell me nothing. Like that, you're not going to come up here and talk about this guy's better than me, because I came and showed you. Even in the finals, he said, people were saying I was bandwagon, but I came through and I showed you guys. I didn't just come here to average 15 and win a championship.
You and I talked in the back about the narrative, quote unquote, that you were hopping on to win a championship. What do you think now?
Well, I checked the numbers. I ain't hop on. I did my part. We all did our parts. And I wasn't sitting the bench all year. I came in here and did my thing. Just check the numbers. Believe it or not.
He was the best player on the team. Do you know Kevin Durant averaged 47% from the three-point line? His numbers were ridiculous. Like, some of the stuff that he was doing on the court, the way he was defending, blocking people, playing multiple positions, like he was doing a multitude of things on the court. LeBron was doing the same, but like I said before, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. LeBron had the crown. KD took that crown. Like, basically, the best player in the league, it's like a boxing title. You know what I'm saying? It's like your welterweight championship. Whenever you got that crown, whenever you got the championship, you the best. Now, the next year, somebody else takes it from you. All right, then. You got something to improve on. And that's how it is for me in basketball. But KD really cooked the finals. Like, the boy was heating up. He was hitting crazy shots, blocking people coming down, scoring in the lane. He had basically, I don't think he had one bad game. He basically didn't have one bad game at all. Like, even the game that they lost in a blowout in the game 4, he played the best out of all the Warriors. So I think it's time to give him the respect. If you don't want to say he is the best, you can't just outright clearly say that LeBron James is way better than Kevin Durant. Like, I don't think that argument is gonna hold weight anymore, because you saw what KD did to LeBron James in the finals. And like, when he was guarding LeBron James in the finals as well, he was giving LeBron problems. Like, he was blocking shots out of bounds. He was doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So it's not simply, oh, LeBron's better than KD. It's not that simple of an argument anymore. And like, if you want to say, well, KD had a stacked team, all right, yeah, that makes sense. But when LeBron James beat Kevin Durant many years ago, back in 2011 or whatever, or 2012, when they won their first championship in Miami with Wade, Bosh, and LeBron, LeBron had a better team than KD, and we still say, okay, LeBron's the best. So like, you can't necessarily want to use that argument like, well, KD's team is so much better. Well, LeBron's team was so much better. He had Wade was in his prime, LeBron was in his prime, and Bosh was in his prime against a young Oklahoma City team that we thought Westbrook is 10 times better now than he is then. KD a million times better now than he is then. Serge Ibaka, he's the same. But James Harden, a million times better than what he from now to what he was then. So LeBron's team was stacked, but we never said, well, LeBron had a stacked team, so what he did against KD in the finals and beating him in 5 games doesn't count. He didn't dominate. And here's the question I pose to you. Let's just say KD averaged a triple-double, but LeBron James averaged 35, 8, and 5. And LeBron had superior shooting numbers. His efficiency was through the roof. He played less minutes. The shoe's on the other foot. Let's say KD loses in 5, but he averages a triple-double, and LeBron James averages what KD averaged, 35, 8, and 5. Are we going to sit here and say that KD is a better player than LeBron? No, you guys would never say that. You guys would be like, no, LeBron is dominant. KD averaged a triple-double. That still wasn't enough. LeBron killed him. LeBron was cooking him. You know, so if LeBron did everything that KD did in the finals, you guys would have a different narrative. LeBron would be like elevated to Jordan status because he would have his 4th ring. Then you would say how he always dominates KD. Like, it would be a whole different narrative. So it's like, it's kind of odd. Like, when KD says it, some people take issue with it. I don't, because to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. He did that. But if the shoe's on the other foot, how do you feel about that? Answer that in the comments for me. If the performances are flipped, who do we say is the best? This is something I want to hear, man. This is Vlad from Hoops Junction. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla. This topic has a whole lot of hoopla. Peace.
Thanks. This is going to hurt me, probably as much as it's going to hurt you guys, but Paul Pierce, you might be a genius.
The truth.
Is it true? Kevin Durant's the greatest player right now.
I mean, what we're witnessing right here is the changing of the guard. I mean, Kevin Durant, he scores 14 points in the 4th quarter when it mattered most on one of the biggest stages in all of basketball, the biggest stages on the road against LeBron James. I mean, what more can you ask for from, in my eyes, the new best player in the NBA?